Make some noise for Claire Ratfield, everybody.
Is it for older people?
Hopefully it's going to work better.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Many of you don't know me, but my name is Claire. And as you can see by my face, I'm on Medicare. I'm sure you're wondering, why would a person my age consider doing comedy? Well, you know, I have a lot of advantage over these younger comedians. Because if I forget my material, I'm adorable. If they forget their material, they look like amateurs. As a baby boomer, I am so going to miss the mask mandate. Really, think about it. It was like a plastic surgery, right? It was a free facelift. A gift from God. It was like a reprieve from the ravages of old age, because let me show you, when you get older, your skin gets all crepey. And how do you order this? Is this a STEM class? Wipe this out, because some transitions. Jam it.
You gotta jam it.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Claire, get ready. Jam it in there, John.
Thank you very much, Lee. So, yeah, because I have to show you what happens when you get old. Your skin gets all crepey and wrinkly. Look, wait. I've never seen that before. This side too? Oh my God! Oh my God! What ho! What ho, says Shakespeare? What pernicious flat flieth in my face? I feel like a velociraptor. You know that dinosaur in Jurassic Park? You know the one that killed Newman's side-best friend? Except for my time here. Oh, my Apple Watch just vibrated. It's kind of a perk for people my age. Now my watch is going berserk. I just rocked my standing goal. Yes! My watch is so proud of me. I mean, there's a message here for you. I mean, if you were the type of person that gets depressed, like the price of eggs, maybe all of you, I mean, you need to buy yourself an Apple Watch. Let me give you another example. I purposely set my activity button to 200% of its goal. The next day, I left my watch at home. So my watch got worried because he saw no activity, thought maybe I had overexercised and had a heart attack, so called 911. See, your watch cares about you. And when the ambulance arrived, I played dead. What woman my age isn't going to appreciate two gorgeous paramedics manipulating her body? Oh, that mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Oh, sorry. All right, so I had to pay $1,500 for the ambulance ride. It was cheaper than a boy toy. Oh my God, I gotta pee, I'm sorry. It's part of getting old. I'm sorry. If you're in the splash zone, don't worry. I'm wearing Depends, all right? But I also Kegel. How many of you Kegel? I'm sure, look, man, you Kegel too. I've seen Target Depends for men. I know you. Well, for those of you that may not know what Kegling is, it's a contraction of the muscles in the privates, you know, that restricts urine flow. You know, as a teacher, I have to tell you, teachers Kegel. They have to Kegel. They're stuck in their classroom for hours at a time. They're not given potty breaks because the kids can't be left unsupervised, so their bladders blow up like balloons. And we all know what happens to balloons when you let the air out of them, right? First law of physics, with every action and reaction, you know, the air shoots this way, and the balloon shoots the other way, the opposite direction with equal force. That's what happens to teachers. The urine shoots one way, the teacher shoots the other way, in the opposite direction with equal force. And that's why she kegels to prevent brain concussions. So it's a long way to go to a punchline, but I liked it. So getting older is, we trying to adapt to all these technological changes. We're not adapt that well. Like my friend Jeanette has the perfect example. Now this is a true story. That's the only reason why it's hard to believe, but it's true. She was downloading an Uber app and she getting all these messages and she didn't know what to do. So she called her daughter and says, John, I have no idea what's happening. She says, Mom, go to Starbucks, talk to a millennial, have him look at your phone and help you, and then buy him a cup of coffee or something. So she does that. Now remember, this is true. The millennial comes over, picks up her phone and says, Ma'am, do you know you signed up to be an Uber driver? And she said, can I buy you a cup of coffee? And he said, no, this experience was a gift of a lifetime. Laughter. So the other thing that for my generation is really trying to understand some of the younger Gen Zs and millennial obsessions like tattoos. I mean, I'm sorry. Here's the problem with tattoos. They're oxymorons. Really, they're art, but they're not art. Because, I mean, real art, you sit in front of it, you think, you connect, and you reflect, right? Like when I sat in front of the Mona Lisa, I thought and reflected and said, what in the world is causing that woman's creepy grin? And I connected. She's giggling. Seriously. Now you can't do that. You can't do that with body art. You can't go up to somebody's body art and think, connect, and reflect. I tried it once. I went to the Metropolitan Museum of Body Art, 24-hour fitness. And I saw this guy in tapestry of tattoos all over his body. And I said, oh my God, there's a message, I've got to know what it is. So I started following him, he ran away from me. I guess he thought I was stalking him, I was. And I ran into this room he was in. I said, tell me, what are you trying to tell me with your tattoos? He says, ma'am, do you know you're in the men's restroom? I'm taking a piss and I'm in midstream. The message is, get your butt out of here. Well, I couldn't leave without taking a picture of his privates because he had a tattoo on it. I told you it was all body. So when I got home, I thought, man, he's kind of creepy. It said, Mom. But then when I got to thinking about it, Mom coming at you means wow. So he's a pretty smart guy, huh? So I am trying to be more relatable to millennials, so I'm eating like a millennial, and Gen Z, I'm like eating avocado toast. And then more importantly, I learned to talk like a millennial. Yo, bro, hey dude, what's up? Yeah, hey dude, that joke, be dope. That joke be so dope, it be lit. That joke be so lit, I be swagging. Wait a minute, I just did millennial speak, I deserve an applause. Come on, let's go. Mr. Chill, what are you doing here? Come on. Because you know, you've heard of comics dying on stage? I could. Keep that in mind. Thank you, been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much.
Let's keep this going. Your next comic's absolutely incredible. You're gonna love her. She performs all over. Make some noise right now. Keep laughing, keep laughing, keep laughing. For the Claire Ratfield.
What is that, an Indian love song? What is that? Oh, yes. Well, ladies, some of you don't know me, so let me introduce you. My name is Claire, and as you can see by my face, I'm on Medicare. And I'm sure you're saying to yourself, why would a woman my age do comedy? We have a lot of advantage over these younger comedians like Matt. Because if they forget their material, they look like losers. If I forget my material, I'm adorable. Yes. I'm just a sassy senior out there shattering baby boomer stereotypes. Yeah, no, really, seriously. You guys think, I mean, we're not all useless, worthless, ugly, irrelevant. No, we aren't. We don't all have, use walkers and wheelchairs. Some of us are part of the Marvel comic superhero franchise. Yeah, we're the Super Agers. Yeah, you heard about it? Super Agers, yeah. We're out there fighting our DNA. Back cancer, back. And they were fighting that other D one, the one that starts with D. What's that other disease? Oh yeah, dementia. I keep forgetting that one. But millennials, you've had somewhat of a questionable life decisions. Seriously, I know many of you have student debt and you can't afford therapy. But do you think TikTok is just the best platform for your mental health? I mean, there is this TikToker out there named Destiny. Anyway, and she's an influencer, and she's teaching you how to break up with your significant other. So it goes like this. So all you have to do is speak in your authentic voice, and you say things like, you know what? When I open the window to my soul, you do not comfort me. So we have to go off onto different horizons. I mean, seriously, you guys? That is disgusting. Baby boomers, we had it wired. When a guy wanted to break up with a girl, he said, hey, you, get your raggedy ass out of here, bitch. I was a whole... whole different thing, yes. So, like Matt, I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost 50 pounds. Yeah. Woo! So the first time in my life, I'm considered foxy. Woo! Yeah. Well, I knew it was time to diet when I was wearing one of those crop tops, and someone came up to me and said, "Great boobs." Too bad they're self-repeating all the way down to your knees. So I knew it was time to die. So I went on those fasts, and I lost like 5 pounds in 3 days. And some guy sent me some flowers, and I was so appreciative and so hungry. I sent him back a thank you note and said, "Thank you for the flowers. They were delicious." But the only problem with losing weight later in life is you lose out on skinny girl perks, like getting catcalls from construction workers. So as soon as I lost my weight, I went right to a construction site. And I shook the fence, and I said, me too, please. But you know what? Construction workers are all woke now, right? The only union-approved sexual fantasy they're allowed is pounding cement with their undulating, vibrating jackhammers. That's all they're allowed, right? But since the beginning of time, it's a visual, you'll have to think about it. Anyway, since the beginning of time, women have tried to look thin. And so in my day, we had something called a girdle. Now, you guys have something called shapewear. That product is so restrictive, it would give an anaconda an orgasm. I mean, this is so tight. Ladies, what are you thinking? Well, you know what? I don't know, there's this one shapewear product called Shapermint. You see it all over TikTok and Facebook. And they hire this like 350-pound woman to model, and she looks like an avocado with feet. Anyway, to model this, and she she takes the product and she puts it up over her feet, over her billowing bulges of body fat, squashing that avocado, turning it into guacamole. So she's flat. Well, she's still as big as the house, but she's not so bumpy, so she's flat, So, and I'm sure this doesn't look like a crowd. You don't look like you've been homeschooled. So I'm sure you're saying to yourself, Claire, everybody knows the first law of physics. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed. What happens to that fat? Well, you will note when I get off the stage, there's a huge hump on my back. I look like Quasimodo. Anyway, Jeff, you wrote that joke. You're going to have to rewrite it. It didn't work, so you've got to go back to the table, buddy. So, I really feel sorry about your generation. I mean, your dating platforms is, there's Tinder and stuff. I swear, you're swiping right and left and right and left. I thought swiping was for your kitchen counters or your ass. I had no idea it was to find a soulmate. I mean, seriously, in my generation, we used to do something called bar hopping. But you couldn't go to a bar alone, or otherwise you look like a sleazebag. So you had to bring a friend. So I went with my friend. I was her comfort dog. And she was not very cute or anything, but you know what? She was very eager. And then she'd go off and leave me alone. Well, you know what? I was like almost a nun. I mean, seriously, it's a true story. In fact, they had just kicked me out of the nunnery. But I guess I was drinking too much of that ceremonial wine, and the nuns were bullying me, calling me Sister Mary Margarita. And but I wasn't the best catch. I was raised on the, Young Kathy's Guide to Youth and Love. It taught you how to say, please don't touch, from 101 different positions. I like that, but that's okay. I was raised on that book, and that's it. Anyway, so I really was. When you're a virgin, you're not a good catch at the bar. You can imagine. So I used to go up and just try to talk to people, and that's when you could smoke in bars, And I go up to a guy and I say, "Can I have a match?" He says, "You want a match? My butt, your face." You guys hate ghosting. I think ghosting is much better than being publicly humiliated. Don't you think? Not knowing is better than knowing. That's the story here. Anyway, so to be able to relate to millennials, I've learned to speak like a millennial. So that's how I can get to know them best. I go, "Yo, bro, what's up? Hey, dude, that joke be dope. That joke be so dope. It be lit. That joke be so lit. I be swaggin'." Yeah, a 77-year-old woman just did millennial speaking. I'm not laughing. I was clapping. Come on. Hey. You heard about comics dying on stage? I could. And I know. In fact, Jeff gave me the light. And going to the light has a whole different meaning from my perspective. In fact, when they say, "That's my time," they call 911. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. Thank you very much.
Next up is a wonderful comic. She performs all over Orange County. You're going to love her. Start clapping right now for the wonderful, hilarious Claire Ratfield.
That's my house numbers. Good evening. Some of you don't know me, so let me introduce myself. My name is Claire. And as you can see by my face, I'm on Medicare. And I'm sure you're saying to yourself, why in the world will women my age consider doing comedy? Well, I have a lot of advantage over these younger comedians. Because if they forget their material, they look like losers. I forget my material, I'm adorable. But as a baby boomer, I'm so going to miss the mask mandate. I am. Because it was like, I mean, look at my face. It was like free plastic surgery. A facelift, you know. In fact, you know, because when you have a face like mine that looks like a walnut, and cover girl makeup covers absolutely nothing. I have to use spackle to fill in these crevices. It's like a gift from God. A reprieve from the ravages of old age. Because you know what? When you get older, not only do you get wrinkly, you get crepey. Let me show you. Oh, I have to see this, ladies and gentlemen. Well, maybe not. This is going to be an audiovisual aid. Okay. See, look here. Okay. Wait. I've never seen this before. This side too? Oh my God! Ho, says Shakespeare. What pernicious flag flyeth in my face? I feel like I'm the laugher after. You know that dinosaur? You know the dinosaur in Jurassic Park? Seinfeld's friend? My time, I only got 7 minutes. Come on. You know why comics do comedies for comic relief, and I have relief. I need relief from tension from my ADD. I get lost all the time. Like you know, I know, like losing my car. The old days before the flop, I parked my car at Macy's. I was 100% sure I knew where it was. I went there, and it wasn't there. And I start panicking. And I think I'm in the Twilight Zone, where a lost car lies at the pit of man's stomach, or the height of his imagination. And I'm imagining, I know what's happened. An alien has eaten my car. And then because we know that's far too much roughage for an alien, he has pooped it out into another parking lot. Oh, I calm down and I call one of those, you know, those security guards in a golf cart, right? And I pay him $10 to help me find my car. And he drives right to it. I said, well, how did you know where my car is? He said, well, you lost your car last week, and this is where you parked it last week. But last week you gave me $20. But if you want to get lost, go to Costco. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there is no signage in Costco. There's no peanuts, popcorn, potato chips, right? There's just numbers. And you're walking around with, it's like the CEO of Costco is like a mafia boss going, so what? Hey, what? Wait, Costco's a gold mine. And when the explorers came across looking for gold, did they have maps? No, they searched. Search already. It's easy. The thing is in the place. Just ask the guide. There is no guide. That's the point. No one to help you at Costco. That's why they call it Wasco. If you want to get found, ladies and gentlemen, go to Walmart. Because you've seen the guy. Because they have that greeter there, you know? Before COVID, he was like giving you give you a big bear hug, right? And ask you like personal questions like how your child did on SATs. I mean, it was a whole different thing. But now, after COVID, it's just virtual hug. But you know what? You still can't get lost at Walmart because they hire retired USC cheerleaders on Medicare to give you directions. It looks like this. Peanuts right! Popcorn left! Potato chips straight ahead! Oh, I think I peed in my pants. I'm wearing the pants. Anyway. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I left the best line off of the Costco piece. I don't want to know if I do a rewind, but I was being adorable. Anyway, here we go. Let me give you a plant alert. Something that that you may not realize. Do you realize that plants and fruits and vegetables have emotions? The research found that. Now this is true. It was in CNN News or something. I don't know. Anyway, if that's true, then I'm a fruit and vegetable terrorist. Seriously? And you too. I gouge the eyes out of my potatoes. I take a cleaver to my pineapple. I slice up my eggplant and make it impotent. And I verbally abuse my avocados. I said, yeah, I called it fat. I said, don't worry, you're the good fat. But you got bigger problems, honey, because I'm going to eat you. Anyway, so I pulverized it, smashed it in the brain, and I ate it as guacamole. Oh my God. Tie me up with string beans and put me in prison. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a terrorist. And I bet you are too. As a baby boomer, I do want to try to be more relatable to the millennials. So I've learned how to speak like a millennial. Yeah. Yo, bro, what's up? Hey, dude, that joke be dope. That joke be so dope, it be lit. That joke be so lit, I be swagging. I need a bigger laugh than that. 77-year-old woman just did millennial speak, so that does You've heard about comics dying on stage? I couldn't. In fact, Jeff just gave me the light. Going to the light takes a whole new meaning to me. In fact, if you say that's my time, people call 911. Isn't that my time?
Next up is a wonderful comic she performs all over Orange County. You're going to love her. Start clapping right now for the wonderful, hilarious Claire Ratfield.
Good evening. Some of you don't know me, so let me introduce myself. My name is Claire, and as you can see by my face, I'm on Medicare. And I'm sure you're saying to yourself, why in the world would a woman my age consider doing comedy? Well, I have a lot of advantage over these younger comedians, because if they forget their material, they look like losers. I forget my material, I'm adorable. But as a baby boomer, I'm so going to miss the mask mandate. I am. Because it was like, look at my face. It was like free plastic surgery. A facelift, In fact, because when you have a face like mine, that looks like a walnut, and cover girl makeup covers absolutely nothing. I have to use spackle to fill in these crevices. It's like a gift from God. A reprieve from the ravages of old age. Because you know what? When you get older, not only do you get wrinkly, you get crepey. Let me show you. Oh, I have to see this, ladies and gentlemen. Well, maybe not. This is going to be an audiovisual aid. Okay. See, look here. Okay, I used to get Wait. I've never seen this before. This side too? Oh my God! What ho, says Shakespeare! What pernicious plaid flyeth in my face? dinosaur? You know the dinosaur in Jurassic Park? Seinfeld's friend? My time, I only got 7 minutes. Come on. You know why comics do comedies for comic relief, and I have relief. I need relief from tension from my ADD. I get lost all the time. Like I know like losing my car. The old days before the flop, I parked my car at Macy's. I was 100% sure I knew where it was. I went there and it wasn't there. And I start panicking. And I think I'm in the Twilight Zone, where a lost car lies at the pit of man's stomach, or the height of his imagination. And I'm imagining, I know what's happened. An alien has eaten my car. And then because we know that's far too much roughage for an alien, he has pooped it out into another parking lot. Oh, I calm down and I call one of those, those security guards in a golf cart, right? And I pay him $10 to help me find my car. And he drives right to it. I said, well, how did you know where my car is? He said, well, you lost your car last week, and this is where you parked it last week. But last week you gave me $20. But if you want to get lost, go to Costco. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there is no signage in Costco. There's no peanuts, popcorn, potato chips, right? There's just numbers, and you're walking around with, it's like the CEO of Costco is like a mafia boss going, so what? Hey, what? Wait, Costco's a gold mine, and when the explorers came across looking for gold, did they have maps? No, they searched. Search already. It's easy. The thing is in the place. Just ask the guy. There is no guy. That's the point. No one to help you at Costco. That's why they call it Lostco. If you want to get found, ladies and gentlemen, go to Walmart. Because you've seen the guy. Because they have that greeter there, Before COVID, he was like giving you give you a big bear hug, right? And ask you like personal questions like how your child did on SATs. I mean, it was a whole different thing. But now, after COVID, it's just virtual hug. But you know what? You still can't get lost at Walmart because they hire retired USC cheerleaders on Medicare to give you directions. It looks like this. Peanuts right. Popcorn left. Potato chips straight ahead. Oh, I think I peed in my pants. But don't worry if you're in the splash zone. Okay, I'm wearing the pants. Anyway. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I left the best line off of the Costco piece. I don't want to know if I do a rewind, but I was being adorable. Anyway, here we go. Let me give you a plant alert, something that you may not realize. Do you realize that plants fruits and vegetables have emotions? The research found that. Now this is true. It was in CNN News or something. I don't know. Anyway, if that's true, then I'm a fruit and vegetable terrorist. Seriously? And you too. I gouge the eyes out of my potatoes. I take a cleaver to my pineapple. I slice up my eggplant and make it impotent. And I verbally abuse my avocados. I said, yeah, you said I called it fat. I said, don't worry, you're the good fat. But you got bigger problems, honey, because I'm going to eat you. Anyway, so I pulverized it, smashed it in the brain, and I ate it as guacamole. Oh my God. Tie me up with string beans and put me in prison. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a terrorist. And I bet you are too. As a baby boomer, I do want to try to be more relatable to the millennials. So I've learned how to speak like a millennial. Yeah. Yo, bro, what's up? Hey, dude, that joke be dope. That joke be so dope, it be lit. That joke be so lit, I be swagging. I need a bigger laugh than that. 77-year-old woman just did millennial speak, so that deserves a prize. You've heard about comics dying on stage? I couldn't. In fact, Jeff just gave me the light. Going to the light takes a whole new meaning to me. In fact, if you say that's my time, people call 911. Isn't that my time?
Dayton's a nice, quiet, Midwestern family town. So you can imagine they got really upset when someone got the bright idea to open an all-nude adult nightclub. Yeah, this is true. So finally, somebody organized a big protest. People marched around with signs and stuff. And I'll tell you, that was really great. Because if it wasn't for those people marching around, I never would have found the damn place. So, no, but I just wanted to go in and find out what all the fuss was about. Why were people so upset? So I went in. It didn't take me long to figure out why they were so upset. You'd get pretty upset too if you saw an all-nude adult from Dayton, Ohio. So, yeah. You know, I think the word smart is overused. What do you guys think? You know, smart TV, smart cars, smartphones. But not everything is smart. Elevators in two-story buildings. Right? You get in, you still have to tell them where to go. There's only one option. What the heck? Cell phones. Everybody's got cell phones. Everybody's texting. I went into my urologist, in keeping with the theme of the night. Thank you. I had a checkup, and a few days later I texted him and said, you know, where are my results? I don't know, maybe it's me, but is it really appropriate for a urologist to give the thumbs up emoji? Prisons are full of cell phones, did you know that? Back in the day, prison guards would take bribes to smuggle them in. Now they just drop them in with drones. It's true, it's crazy. So they passed a law. If you get caught in prison with a cell phone, you get more prison time. What a stupid idea. Here's a better idea. Say you're doing 10 years in prison for armed robbery, and you call with a cell phone, they should let you out and make you sign a 10-year contract with AT&T. That'll teach you. And finally, yeah, I didn't even get the light down. I'm really cranking. I can do a lot of things with my smartphone, but there's something I discovered I can't do. So the other day I'm standing at a urinal, and the guy next to me is doing this. I looked at him and said, I can never do that. He said, what, text and pee at the same time? I said, no, hold myself with just one hand. Thank you very much. I'm Steve Denver.
Shake, which I guess is from the 70s. Now everyone is like pound, and so I keep grabbing people's fists. I think that's called fisting. Young people with your new ways of shaking hands, you're always fisting each other. I can't keep up with you. All right, let's give it up for our next comic, Claire Ratfield. Ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I know many of you know me, but some don't, so let me introduce myself. My name is Claire, and as you can see by my face, I'm on Medicare. I'm sure many of you say, why would a woman my age consider doing comedy? Well, I have a lot of advantage over those younger comedians, because if they forget their material, They look like losers. If I forget my material, I'm adorable. It's really hard for me to come because I have to leave my dog. And he's a rescue dog, and he just needs so much love. And if I don't give him enough love, he twerks. Love me, please. Look what I'm doing for you, bitch. Come on, love me. But I found out he's bipolar. Really. Because if I leave him, or if another dog tries to get attention, I mean, he turns into cocaine dog. I'm going to kill you. And so what I try to do is I try to calm him down with things like anxiety medication and marijuana. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to try heroin. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to try Scientology for dogs. So I probably guessed I have ADHD. I'm sure everyone here probably has that. You know, the ADHD gets such a bad rap because for every one negative, there's 10 positives. We're enthusiastic, we're energetic, we're creative. I'm like an Energizer bunny on crack cocaine. The problem is the negatives can destroy your life. Like I have a little organization problem, and I turned to my husband, who's very organized, and I said, darling, why do you stay with me? What is it about me? And he says, it's your pension plan. He's with me tonight. I want to remind you to shake my boobs because that's the proper punctuation for that joke. So part of ADD is I get lost a lot. I have no spatial sense of, before the fob with the keys, and I go park my car, I'd be wandering aimlessly in the Macy's parking lot. Freaking out because I know where the car was and it's not there, and I know an alien is stealing it, storing it or something, so I just start freaking out, but then you know what, I have to calm down. And I flag one of those security guards, on the golf cart, and I pay him $10 to help me find my car. And he drives right to it. And I said, how did you know where my car is? He says, well, you lost your car. This is where you lost your car last week. This is where you parked last week. And last week you gave me $20. So nothing says loss like Costco. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, there's no signage in Costco. It's just numbers. If I didn't know better, I would think the CEO of Costco was a mafia lord going, say what? Hey. Everybody knows Costco's a gold mine, right? And the explorers, did they have maps when they were looking for the gold? No, they searched, so search already. It's not that hard. The thing is in the place. Ask the guy. There is no guy. That's the point. You can't find anything in Costco. But now that I'm a widow, because my husband passed, now that I'm a widow, I don't go very often, maybe once or twice a year, but I go for institutional sized boxes of Depends. And I just memorized where they were, but last time I went on a July. What was I thinking? Christmas at Costco, July. And there where my Depends are now Santa Clauses and candy canes. So I have to go search around, and I find my Depends in the warming bin where the rotisserie chickens used to be. Hey, I know you were appalled, but from my perspective, there is nothing like a warm Depends on my coochie. So if Costco says lost, Walmart says found. Because if you go to Walmart, got that greeter there, and he gives you the bear hug when you come in. And you know what? And if you're looking for popcorn, peanuts, and potato chips, you know what? They hire retired USC cheerleaders on Medicare to give you directions. It looks like this. Peanuts right, popcorn left, potato chips straight ahead. Oh my goodness. I seriously don't understand their obsession with emojis. And this one in particular, poop emoji. Ladies and gentlemen, when I go to my bathroom, I see footballs, Legos, a mud float on a really bad day, but I have never ever seen a chocolate dip Dairy Queen ice cream cone staring at me with wiggly eyes. But you know what? I can imitate that effect. Drink a lot of water, take a double shot of Dukalax, and then when the urge hits me, I swirl around the toilet. And to create the tip of the ice cream cone, I do a little sphincter snap. And then I throw in a cup of yogurt flavored raisins for eyeballs. Booyah! Do it yourself. Poop emoji. And I know you all want instructions how to do this. I posted it on Pinterest. Hashtag poop perfection. And so I'm trying to be more like a millennial. I'm trying to be more and more like a millennial, so I'm learning to, I learned how to talk like a millennial. Isn't that wonderful? Yo, bro, what's up? Hey, dude, that joke be dope. That joke be so dope. I'd be swagging. I'd be lit. I'd be swagging. Ladies and gentlemen, a 76-year-old woman just did millennial speak, and you're not applauding? Seriously? You know, you've heard that comics die on stage? I could. So, you know, I try to, I just saw the light, because Jeff told me to go to the light. From my perspective, it takes a whole different meaning. And I can't even say that's my time without somebody calling 911. But ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. Thank you so much.
About getting older, and for anyone in the audience, has anyone heard this? My gynecologist really did recently tell me she's always checking me for diseases and stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, as you get older, that's the demographic that is passing around the most venereal diseases. Have you heard that? Senior citizens. Yep. Y'all are a bunch of sluts, according to my gynecologist. I'm like so excited.
And I have lost 55 pounds. Thanks to him, I'm now considered foxy! No. At 76 years old, I'm still hot. Anyway. Okay, so I'm a senior. I'm out there trying to shatter some stereotypes, you know. But like you millennials, I'm trying to find out more about myself. So I went to 22andMe. Oh, I know you're thinking 23andMe, but I got a Groupon. I found out I was 100% Nigerian, and then decided I better pay full price. So anyway, so I went to 23andMe and found out I was 97 years old. Found out I was 97% Irish. I think, thank God, all these years I've been thinking I'm bipolar. Because I have this inner voice that speaks to me in the probe, you know, particularly when I'm stressed and you're not laughing at my jokes. It's saying to me right now, if you'll not be laughing at me genius jokes, then I'll be unleashing a lot of leprechauns. And they'll be climbing up your buttocks. And they'll be looking for things your proctologist never could find. Now, I see millennials not sure what a proctologist is. It's not your fault. Your high school career day, there was not a proctology booth. And there was not somebody out there yelling, "Hey, you want to work with assholes? I got a job for you." So not only am I Catholic, I'm an Irish Catholic from Wisconsin. Yeah, my first steps as a baby were 10 yards out and I cut to the right, yeah. Named the Father, Son, the Holy Green Bay Packers. And they need some more prayers this year. Anyway, I just loved playing football when I was a little girl. I was called a tomboy, you know? That was our gender identification in the 50s. Now you have LGBTQXYZWYP. I mean, I'm not diminishing your sexual choices. It's just at my age, just too many letters. I can't remember them. I mean, I can't even remember my password, and it's my birthday. So it's just too much for me. Anyway, I used to play a game, because I used to play football, love it. I used to play a game called Shirts and Skins. Remember that game, Shirts and Skins? Anyway, so until my mother called me and said, "Claire, you'll not be playing that Shirts and Skins game anymore. Look at your breasts, they're swelling." I said, "Mom, I caught the football wrong, hey, you know." She said, "No, darling, this is a glorious moment in your life. It's called puberty. And any day now, those lemons will grow, that swelling will grow into lemons." And you know, God has blessed me, and they may grow into cantaloupes, you know. I thought, oh my God, this woman has turned my body into a fruit basket. And then she caught my attention. She said, "Not only that, it'll be a time you'll be losing your baby fat." I went, oh my God, I figured it out. I know, it's a holiday. Puberty's a holiday like Christmas. And one day, they love it. Anyway, loving everything. One day I'm gonna wake up, one day I'm gonna wake up, and next to me will be 20 pounds of baby fat wrapped in ribbon. Yeah, and then when I go to look what else could be under the puberty tree, I face plant because my breasts were the size of watermelons. Don't look too hard, I've had a reduction. Anyway, so I think, big deal. Pimples. I need some more water. Big deal. Pimples, boobs, and cramps. I mean, they made such a big deal out of it, you know. But puberty is a very, very stressful time. I mean, my parents, Catholic parents, they couldn't talk to me about puberty. They gave me a book called The Young Catholic's Guide to Youth and Love. It taught me how to say, "Please don't touch," from 101 different positions. You don't need to move around and sound like an audience. You are fabulous. But you know, parents, they don't know what to do. They're so stressed. They should be giving sex education, but they're just terrified. They know one day their 11-year-old's going to wake up and say, "Oh my God, my parents are doing it," and they're terrified. So, of course, then the state of California has to come in and do sex education because you guys aren't doing your jobs. And of course, the sex education class are very sophisticated. They'll teach your kid everything they need to know in 1 hour for the rest of their lives. And they put the boys in one room and the girls in the other room. And in the girls' room, the first time I saw it was, teachers weren't allowed to teach it. It had to be taught by a specialist, like the nurse. So the nurse teaches the girls one, and the girls one says, and it's taught by, it starts with a Walt Disney movie. Walt Disney presents puberty and the 7 menstrual cycles. Mean, miserable, mean, moody, miserable, malicious, nasty, bitchy, and insane. And then, of course, you have animated ovaries. Let me entertain you with a kick in the crotch of uterus. Can you imagine it? And I can hear a little girl in the back going, "No wonder my sister has cramps." You have to be a woman to appreciate that joke. But then you go to the boys. And the boys is taught by the school psychologist, who clearly is not equipped to teach this class. She's got a cucumber in one hand and a condom in the other. And she says, this is a and the little boy says, what did you just say? Read your book, it's in your book. It's a P-E-N, a pen, pens? That's it, it's a pens, that's a pens. Can you imagine when those 6th grade boys go back to their classroom and the teacher says, take out your pens? The boys duck and cover and say, I don't care what the bitch says, I am not whipping it out. Anyway, guys, thank you very much.
Claire Ratfield, everybody!
Was for Claire How are you? My name is Claire, and as you can see by my face, I'm on Medicare. I know you're saying, why would a person my age consider doing comedy? Well, you see, I have a lot of advantage over these younger comedians because if I forget my material, I'm adorable. If they forget their material, they look like amateurs, losers. But why do people do comedy? We all know it's for therapy. Because the comedy formula is tragedy plus time equals comedy. At my age, I have so much trauma to process. I'm going to tell you a story you're not going to believe. I still have PTSD, post-traumatic stress puta. Now, I'll explain that to you. Be patient. Be patient. So this happened 50 years ago. It would not have happened if it weren't for demographics. I'm a teacher. Demographics. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. Like 50 years ago in Newport Beach, everyone was white. There was no racial diversity at all. In fact, if you had a backyard barbecue, it looked like a Ku Klux Klan convention. I was so white, I fit in. You know, I went to the beach, you know, once, and my skin was so white, I temporarily blinded a busload of Japanese tourists. I mean, today that would be a hate crime, right? Targeting colored people of color. But the story goes on. There's more to this. So that summer I had to get out of Newport, and I was getting my master's degree in teaching, and I went to San Luis Obispo, and I had 4 male roommates. Men, I do not know how you live with women. Nothing personal, but we are biatches. I mean, when it comes to cleaning, we have a whole new cleaning standard than you do. Like when I was living with a woman once, she says, Claire, you thought you cleaned the window, the mirror, but you left a streak. And then she clobbered me with a Windex bottle, and I had to do it over again. Now, men, you have a whole different standard on cleaning. Your concept of dusting is sliding a drunk off of a coffee table. And so I lived with these party animal boys for 8 weeks, and they were always saying this word, puta. I thought it was a cute word. I thought it was like a fun word, like a treat or a snack or something, I didn't know what it was. So I go back to Newport. I remember it was a white place here. I go back, and I launched this fabulous anti-drug movement. And I was writing a song for the kids, and I wrote a song, and I had kids going to 4 different schools singing, puta, 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 oh, we're from Lincoln and on the go. It wasn't until the 4th school, because remember, this was all white, they didn't know. Someone came up to me and said, do you know what your kids are saying? Dirty whore, dirty whore. This was not the treat I was thinking about. Anyway, so one of the hard things about my age doing comedy is trying to bridge the generation gap. And I just don't understand your obsession with emojis. Do you know that they released 20,000 new emojis last week? And yeah, that means your generation is talking in pictures. I mean, 40,000 years ago, They call that cave art. Yeah, you see a guy, he's dancing around with a spear, right? He's all happy, and your palm print's going, killed it, nailed the mastodon. Yep. Good news. National Geographic, breaking news. Found a new cave in France. Yes, it represents a threshold moment in history where they shows that man transitioned from Cro-Magnon to Homo sapien. Same picture. Man jumping around in a cave, spear, dead mastodon, but instead of handprints everywhere, thumbs up. And a happy face. Who would know that would be the dawning of civilization? Anyway, but the emoji I don't get, oh, my purse there, I have an audio visual in my purse there of a poop emoji. Yeah, would you pull out my poop emoji? Because some people may not know what I'm talking about. You see my poop emoji?
I don't touch people's purses.
Oh, there's a lot. I'm on a pension plan, there's a lot of money here. Anyway. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, you guys. This is an audio visual. I don't understand this poop emoji. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I look into my toilet, I see footballs, maybe Legos, a mud flow on a bad day, but I have never, ever seen a chocolate dipped Dairy Queen ice cream cone staring back at me with wiggly eyes. But you know, I can imitate that if I want to. All I have to do is drink a lot of water, eat a lot of fiber, take a double shot of Ducalax, and then when the urge hits me, I swirl around the toilet. Yeah! And you get that little top part here, you know, I do a sphincter snap. Then I throw in a couple of yogurt-covered raisins. Booyah! Do it yourself, poop emoji. And for those of you that want the instruction for this, I posted it on Pinterest. But you know, in terms of therapy, I think my dog needs therapy. I think he's bipolar. I mean, because when he's around people, he's so needy of love. He's like those, you know, those advertising tubes in front of a used car lot, you know. He's like, love me, please love me. If that doesn't work, he twerks. Come on, baby. Come on. You love me now? Come on. I mean, he'll do anything for love. But when he comes around other dogs, he turns into Cujo. You see that coyote warning? Not to worry. Hey, I'm the enforcer. If coyote gets to me, I'm going to take him out. I'm going to rig on his snout and stuff it up his where the sun don't shine. You know, but he doesn't know he's little. I mean, he attacks little dogs. He attacks big dogs. You know how dogs like to go and put their snouts up other dogs' butts, right? My dog would take a running leap to a Great Dane, throw his nose up it, pull it out and go, hey, what'd you have for dinner? Was that Purina or Rachel Ray? Thank you, Jim. Anyway, but the thing that's the most amazing to me is I don't know if do your dogs, do they like go in circles when they have to poop? How many of you have dogs? And they do this. Believe it or not, I thought he was, you know, I thought it was some sort of cognitive brain injury or something. But no, Google it. It's something it's a primordial instinctive thing. They swirl around and then and because they were trying to protect themselves in case when they're in a vulnerable position, they can, you know, check for predators and things. So that if you live in a crime area, high crime area, you might try that. Swirl around your toilet and see what it does for you. Well, you could always do a poop emoji too if you're there. So, but anyway, one last thought before I leave. You know, it is amazing that you millennials. I mean, the hardest thing for me was trying to adjust to things that I don't understand half of what you're talking about. Like when I first started doing comedy again, they were talking about this gal called Molly. And they wouldn't introduce me to her. Everybody was having fun with Molly. They were playing with Molly. They wouldn't tell me who Molly was. And then I Googled it, and I found it's a flippin' drug. And it's not approved by Medicare. The only way I can get it is from a street vendor. And Jose. Anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
This very funny gal, she needs a lot of love today. She's been through the gamut. Please give it up for Claire Ratfield.
Is he the nicest cheerleader? Good John, boys. Thanks a lot. You know, I agree with John. This is such a wonderful venue. And I really do need a lot of love today because I've been phone banking for the Democratic Party all day. And my last phone call, the guy said, I said, "Hi, Michael." And he said, "This is Claire. I'm calling for the Democratic Party." And he says, "I need to stop you now. This phone call is not going to go well for you." I'm going to the comedy club to get some love because that didn't work well. But I did get one. Very rarely do I ever say you get a funny phone call from phone banking, but I called. I said, "Hi, Jason. This is Claire from the Democratic Party." He goes, I said to Jason, "No, this is Jake from Allstate. What are you wearing?" And you know, I usually have a comeback. I was laughing so hard I couldn't even think of something funny there. Anyway, you know, I'm a baby boomer living in millennial land. It's so hard for me to understand your world because millennials, you adjust to technology so easily. I mean, like if Bill Gates said that you no longer had to have sex anymore, that it could all be virtual, I know what you would say. You would say, "Oh, yo, dude, I can get rid of my blow-up doll." And donate it to Toys for Tots. But you know, like, as a baby boomer, we just don't adjust so well. Like, when GPS systems came out, I mean, it was just chaos for us. I mean, like, my friend, well, it depends if you have a nice car. Like, my friend Jenny has a BMW, you know, and she gets in the car and has a concierge voice and says, "Hello, Jenny. We've adjusted your seat to your comfort level, and then we have infused the room with, what's that oil called? Patchouli oil, whatever it is. That came from the 60s. I forgot what's essential oil. I said patchouli. Generation. Essential oils makes you relax and comfortable at the same time. You know, well, you know, and then she doesn't even have to type in the directions. It's voice activated. And then a screen popped up on her windshield. I mean, this is true. And it was like, because we at BMW want you to be one with the road. I mean, it was a whole different thing because I had a Kia. And Kias were not the same. I had to type in the directions, right? But also I didn't have the concierge voice. I had a nasty leprechaun because he knew I was 100% Irish, and he says, "Now get in." He says, "Claire, you'll be getting out of the seat. You're dropping here like a harlot. Get back in here. What is that you're wearing? A thong? Oh my God, a wedgie. How embarrassing for you. Your grandmother's going to be turning in a grave now. All right, now pay attention now. Now, I don't know. You have to be typing in the directions, you know. And if you have a spelling problem, you know, Harvard, O-R-E-R, I'm so embarrassed, but they can't give you a smart key because you don't deserve one. You know, and if you're not going to be following my directions, I'm going to be dropping down a Thomas guide. I knew none of you knew what that was. Just testing what my crowd's like. It's a whole Thomas Guide's his book. Okay, if you're a Thomas Guide, and then not only that, when I'll be dropping down a Thomas Guide, I'll be dropping off one from the wrong city, and you'll have to go to the Chevron and buy a new one. Anyway, that won't work unless you guys understand what Thomas Guide is. Anyway, you know, one of the reasons people do comedy is because of they're trying to deal with trauma, and because tragedy, trauma plus time equals comedy, and I'm still trying to deal with my going through puberty. Because you see, I was Irish Catholic from Wisconsin, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Green Bay Packers. My first steps as a baby were 10 yards out and a cut to the right. And I used to play football as a girl, you know. I was called a tomboy. That was the only gender identity we had in those days. Now it's a whole LBGQ2XYZ, you know, so these letters. I mean, God bless you, I don't mean to be, but it's far too much information for a 75-year-old woman. It's just too many letters. I mean, I don't even know my password. It's my birthday. So it was just too much anyway. So I was playing football when I was a girl, and we used to play a game called Shirts and Skins. You know what that is? I see a nod here. Yeah, so one team has another one. And so until my mother called me in and said, "Darling, you'll not be playing that football again. You'll not be playing that Shirts and Skins. Look at your chest. It's swelling." I said, "Mom, I caught the football wrong." She said, "No, darling. This is a glorious moment in your life. It's called puberty." And I go, "Oh my God, Mom." She says, "Yes, and that swelling anytime now is going to be growing into 2 lemons. But you know, if you look at me, God has blessed me. It might be melons." And I go, "Oh my God, my mother's turning my chest into a fruit basket." This woman has, until she said, "And you know what is wonderful about puberty? It'll be a time you'll be losing your baby fat." And I go, "Oh my God, I get it. It's a holiday. And one day I'm going to wake up and lying next to me will be 20 pounds of fat wrapped in swaddling clothes. And that'll be my first present for puberty day." And then when I jumped out of bed to see what else was on the puberty tree, I face plant because my boobs were the size of watermelons. Are you following me, kids? This is pretty damn funny. This was my life. It could be nicer, isn't it? So anyway, so I'm a big deal. You know, puberty, pimples, boobs, and cramps, right? But you know, and puberty is a very tough time for parents. I mean, I know my parents gave me a book called The Young Catholic's Guide to Youth and Love, which taught me how to say, "Please don't touch," from 101 different positions. But today, parents, it's so stressful because you can't take your kids out and say, "Okay, now take notes now. See what I do to your mother," and you can't do that. I mean, because you know one day they're going to wake up and say, "Oh my God, my parents are doing it." You know, you can't do that because it's kind of illegal. So the state of California came up with a wonderful idea that they teach you everything you need to know about sex in 2 hours for the rest of your life. And I remember in the 70s, they put the boys in one room and the girls in the other room. And the girls, it was taught by a nurse because it had to be a qualified person. And the nurse says, and it's a Disney movie going, "Walt Disney presents puberty and the 7 menstrual cycles." Mean, moody, miserable, nasty, waxy, bitchy. And then girls, they have the animated ovaries. I mean, let me entertain you. Seriously, stop kicking. No wonder you had cramps. Now you go in the boys' room, and this is a true story. It was taught by a spinster counselor who had never been with a man in her life. And she said she has a cucumber in one hand and a penis in the other. And she goes, it's a true story. This is a and the kid with a reading problem goes, "What is it? Reach a book. P-E-N-I-S, pens? I said, it's a pens, it's a pen." So imagine when those boys go back to their classroom and the teacher says, "Take out your pens." And the boys duck and cover and say, "I don't care what the bitch says, I'm not slipping it out." Well, thanks, guys. This is a wonderful venue. You guys are wonderful. So, I have to say, I've been doing comedy too many years. Guess who my comedy teacher was? George Carlin. I took a 6-week class from George Carlin in 1974. Oh, yeah, is this wonderful? I feel like we're at the belly room. Most people don't know the story. I opened the Belly Room in 1978. And nobody knows the real story is that because Mitzi Shore hated women. So she moved him out of the big room, and so all of us had to go into the Belly Room. So nobody, I know that's some comedy store history for you now. Just to be sure. But anyway, so I'm Claire. As you can see by my face, I'm on Medicare. You know, Medicare is pretty wonderful, except of their dental plan. And I'm only allowed snap-on dentures. And sometimes they unsnap. Sorry, I don't want to hurt anybody. Stand back. Stand back. So you know what? I went to the DIY denture website and I made these myself. I used a 3D printer. Yes. You know how you know when you're getting old? When you go through Taco Bell and the server to the drive-thru and the server gives you a senior discount with just hearing your voice. I guess I'm going to have to start gargling my oil and Olay. It's a little hard dealing with this generation gap. You know, it's really hard dealing with. Half the times I don't understand what the comics are saying. Nothing personal. When I just started out doing comedy, they were talking about their friend Molly. I didn't know who she was. I wasn't cool enough. They wouldn't introduce me to her, but they were all having a great time with her. And then I found out it's a freaking drug. You're not going to find it at Rite Aid, and it's not approved by Medicare. Well, you know, I have to pick it up from the street pharmacist, Jose. And then... I may be old, but I am a really safe driver. All right, I am so safe, you never want to be behind me. Because I'm the type of person that could get indicted for causing road rage. I'm that person that turns on the right turn blinker, and I merge left. And I got both sides of people flipping me off. I mean, I'm hearing the words, I'm too embarrassed to tell you, I can't. But yeah, and so I realized, okay, so what I did is, I finally merge right. It takes me 1.5 miles. I told you I was a safe driver. Because I don't have one of those new cars with all the fancy devices, so somebody's in my blind spot ready to knock me out, and I can't see her. And then I can see, I know. Well, see, don't blame me. Blame my mirror, because it says objects are in the mirror are closer than they appear. So what? My mirror can't tell me the truth, right? What is it? National Fire? I can see a guy back there, but I don't know how close he is because my mirror won't tell me. And then I gotta deal with those motorcycle maniacs. You know, you see those guys that come up behind your car. They look like ape hangers, right? Enjoying the thunder between their legs. They're crotch rockets. And then they go so loud that you feel like the 747 said you're going to cause a major crash. And then they squeal up behind you, right? And they go like 100 fucking miles an hour, right? Because only in California you can lane split. Do you know that? Because you're not doing it. And then they sway their swaggy asses back and forth. The DMV likes us more than you. And then they cut me off. And then I've got road rage. And I think, you know what? If car manufacturers can invent devices, safety devices like lane changes, couldn't they invent a road rage diffuser device? Wouldn't you think that would be logical? So that when I cut off somebody, my car lights up with a sign that says, "Puppies on board." And if that doesn't work, I shoot out just a blast of marijuana, and I take care of all those road rage idiots. we seniors, we are really going to miss the mask mandate. You youngins don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what? The masks cover a multitude of sins. I mean, when you have a face like mine, that looks like a festival of prunes. Yeah, and covered girl makeup covers absolutely nothing. And I have to use spackle to fill these crevices. A mask mandate is a gift from God. It's a reprieve from the ravages of ages. Okay, so I can't just tell one more joke, or am I over? Just one. This is. I just have to tell you. This is such an alcoholic. I meant to tell you. A meeting right after this. Okay. Anyway, this is a true story. That's what I have to tell. So I had a friend of mine, in terms of understanding the age difference, who didn't understand how to use an Uber app, and she calls her daughter in New York, says, "Julie, I just can't figure this out. I've downloaded these things, and I still don't know." It says, "Mom, I'm in New York. I can't help you. Go to Starbucks. Find a millennial. Have them sit down with you and discuss on how do you do the Uber app." Buys him a cup of Starbucks coffee, sits down and says, "Ma'am, do you know you signed up to be an Uber driver? And you gotta leave because you gotta ride." Thank you very much. This is a wonderful venue. Thank you so much. Usually you're helping me on stage because I'm too old, but that was okay. Yeah, my name's Claire, and as you can tell by my face, I'm on Medicare. You know, people wonder why someone my age would consider doing comedy. It's because, if I forget my jokes, I'm adorable. If you forget your jokes, you look like losers. I taught for 48 years, and I only have one regret from teaching, and that was teaching little children spelling, because it turns them into oppositional, defiant idiots. I mean, seriously, the alphabet should come with a warning label. Really, it should say, "Danger, these 26 letters have 45 sounds and 250 ways to merge them, and spelling words, 60% of which don't follow the rules, that can lead to depression, anxiety, thoughts of suicide, and the tendency to develop helium hands, to say, I need to go potty." Is there any irony in the fact that the strategy to teach spelling is called phonics, and it starts with PH? and that's why, in the 19th century, English scholars attempted to go to the Parliament and try to get spelling rules changed. And George Bernard Shaw said, technically, our spelling rules are so stupid that the word fish could be spelled Ghoti. I mean, this is true. Why? Because, well, I'll get it right. Is it not okay? G-O-H, well, because, I mean, look at G-H, you could get from the word enough, the F sound from enough. Oh. The I, you could get the O, like in women, right? So that's what the I sound. And the sh from the T-I from motion. So G-H-O-T-I. Smells fish. I mean, there's no wonder little kids, little Bobby comes into class and he goes, "I'm so excited, I'm gonna spell, I'm gonna read, I got all my sounds, baby Bible boo, and he goes, teacher, I got a secret for you. You know what? There's a baby Bible boo, that E at the end, it's like got superpowers. It's like an Avenger. It's like Loki. Because we know what it does? It goes under the word like hat, and then it reaches over and it hits the A in its butt, and the A screams its name, and hat becomes hate. Isn't that cute, teacher? Did you know that was its superpowers? That he had to, I just want you to know that, because I learned that when my mommy told me that. Anyway, okay, so I'm ready now. Give me the words. Okay. H-A-T, hat. G-A-S, gas. W-A-S, oh come on, teacher, you gave me gas. You know that's WAS. Oh no, teacher, you're not following the rules. That's not WAS. I mean, that's WAS. That's not WAS. Do you see a U in there? If otherwise, the gas would be gas. No, teacher, you got talk to the hand. No, teacher, you gotta stop. You gotta follow the rules. You're driving me crazy. Okay, give me the long sounds. I'm ready. Okay. F-A-T-E, fate. G-A-V-E, gave. G-I-V-E, gave. Oh, no. Don't you do it again to me, teacher. No. Okay, so see that little silent letter at the end? Okay, in a minute now, Loki's going to wake up, and he's going to bitch slap that one in, and it's going to yell at his name, and it's going to go, guy! No, don't you dare. No, stop it, teacher. I can't take it anymore. Do you know what my fourth grade friend told me? Do you know what she told me? She said, there are these words that end in O-U-G-H, and they all sound different. Something rough, cough, tough, bow, through, though, drought. Enough, I can't take it anymore. Stop throwing these mystery letters and sounds at us. You're making me so upset. I think I have to go potty. I think I peed in my pants. Oh, I pooped too. Oh no, teacher! So when little Bobby was doing his passion report on horses, I mean. He spelled it horse. So the teacher knew what he had said, but said nothing. But this is what she heard, this is what he said. My passion report, horse. I love horse. Horse love me. I love black horse, brown horse, white horse, polka dotted horse. I like all kinds of horse. I like how I feel when I ride horse. My daddy loves horse too. And he says when I'm rich enough, I can buy all the horse I want. Thank you very much. Thank you. I have to say this is the first time on stage because my husband just died. And I just want you to know thank you so much because I channeled him and he wanted me to do this. He used to preview all my comedy, so thank you very much. Hi, I'm Claire. If you look at my face, you can tell I'm on Medicare. You know, you're getting old. You know, I really realized it when I went to Taco Bell the other day, and I was in the drive-thru, and the cashier gives me the senior discount just for the sound of my voice. I think I'm going to have to start gargling oil of Olay. Just, another way I can tell I'm getting old is when you check out at Ron's and you look at People magazine and you don't know the people and you don't care. And I've kept my 46 pounds off, so I guess now, so I'm during COVID, so I guess you could say I'm a trophy wife. Yeah, but I'm 75, he's 95, and he doesn't know and he doesn't care. So, I see a couple boomers in here. Okay, hey, let's hear it for the boomers. Okay, baby. We, you hear those those Medicare ads and you know all the benefits? We got the greatest benefit we never planned was in March when we became the envy of 90% of the population when we got the first COVID shot. There are people going around saying, oh, I wish I was old. I mean, we were empowered. We were like the Power Rangers. Oh no, we were more like the Power Agers. Power Rangers, energize! I mean, we got attitudes. We'd walk into a restaurant. We'd throw away our walkers. We'd throw away our canes and say, we don't have to wear no stinking masks because we are the responsible generation. Well, there was a period in the 60s, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Well, now there's no more sex. The drugs are in the form of pharmaceuticals for diabetes and blood pressure. And the rock and roll, that's the last move we make before we fall and break our hips. Now there's those who really know me are going, looking at my new look going, Claire, you're looking you're grooving, you're like, what are you, sassy, professional, what's going on? Epic, what's going on? No, this is my COVID cover-up. It's to cover the long hair that old people aren't allowed to have. You know, we're not allowed to have long hair because all our hairdos all have to look like Q-tips. I mean, it's just terrible the kind of hair we have. And it's, I know, because you know, I was wanting to go back to the '60s when we had to have that long hair, and I don't know if anybody's old as I am, and we had to have down there, and it had to be straight, but see, I have natural curly hair, so I had to iron my hair. This is a true story. I ironed it, and then I would get burn marks on my face. I looked like little chevrons, right? I looked like I belonged to some sort of cult group, right? So, a devotee of the self-mutilation cult group. Cut. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there were so many, these cult groups everywhere. The Moonies, the Hare Krishnas. I mean, I was kneeling before my car, changing a tire, and I accidentally started my own religion. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to miss the mask mandate. Because, you know, when you got a face like mine, it looks like a festival of prunes, right? Cover girl makeup covers nothing. And I have to wear use spackle just to fill in the crevices. A mask is like, it's like nirvana. It covers up a multitude of sins. So guys, during the mask mandate, did you ever run into a market or something for something urgent and forget to wear your mask? Like when I went into Rite Aid to get my Depends. I ran into Rite Aid. I've got my Depends, and I've got him in my arms. And suddenly, the rest of the customers are in stunned silence. And I go, and I realized I thought they were making fun of me. So I just defended myself because fun of me because I had a leakage problem. And so I defended myself. And the Depends are the original PPEs. Okay? They protect me from you and you from me. All right, come on. But this one guy, he went all carrying on me with, that woman, I want to speak to your manager. That woman isn't wearing a diaper on her face. And then I realized I didn't have my mask. So I ran out. I was just horrified. And I giggled all the way home. Because I thought I didn't have my Depends, but I looked over and realized that I had shoplifted the Depends. You know, my generation has a very difficult time dealing with this generation gap. And I have to tell you, the only thing that makes this funny is it's really true. My friend, Jeanette Dreyer, you know who it is, don't you? Jeanette, you're here? I'm here. Okay. Anyway, it's one of our parents. She wanted to use an Uber, and she didn't know how to use an Uber, so she called her daughter, Ann, and she goes, Ann, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I downloaded the app, and it's asking me for my financials. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. She says, Mom, I'm in New York. I can't help you. Go to Starbucks, talk to a millennial, buy him a cup of coffee, have him sit down and go through how to use his app. He sits down with her and he goes, "Ma'am, do you realize you signed up to be an Uber driver? And you better drink fast because you got a ride." That's a true story. Anyway, I think that's my time. Bye.
Playing as well as I hoped it would. God, keep it going for your next comic, Claire Ratfield.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Claire, and if you look at my face, you know I'm on Medicare. Medicare is, Medicare is pretty wonderful, except for their dental plan. They only give you snap-on dentures. And bad news for the front row, sometimes they unsnap. So stand back, don't want to hurt nobody. I also, in the last 2 years, I've lost like 46 pounds. For the first time in my life, I'm considered foxy. Yeah. One sassy senior coming up. Yeah. I knew it was time to diet when somebody came up to me and said, "Great boobs." Too bad they're self-repeating all the way down to your knees. So I got really upset. So I went on one of those crash diets, fast, for 3 days, and I lost 5 pounds, and someone sent me flowers. I was so appreciative and hungry. I sent back a note that said, "Thank you for the flowers. They were delicious." All right, so Captain Obvious, I've got ADD. I think it's a job requirement for comedy, isn't it? ADD gets such a bad rap because for every negative, there are 10 positives. So that statistically, that is true. Like the big positive is like we're energetic, we're enthusiastic. I'm like an Energizer bunny on crack cocaine. And then big negative is organization. You get really dumped on for your organization problems, and you would think that would have an impact on my marriage. Well, I have a wonderful husband who really is understanding and really appreciates my pension plan. He's got OCD, about cleanliness, and I keep telling him I got OCD too. It's just like the Delta virus, and COVID. It's like a different mutation. My stuff has to be O, out, C, chaotic, and D, in disarray. So this is how I run my. And you can tell the difference between my husband and I just looking at our sock drawers. You look at his sock drawer. They look like little tin soldiers, color-coded, staring. Say, "Good morning, sir. What will you be wearing to a day, sir? Will they be the OTC, sir, or the no-show, sir?" You go to my sock drawer, a little different. It's my socks, my underwear, my pants, my Spanx, my bras, my phone chargers, my Tupperware lids, all of these in one accordion knot. It takes me 15 minutes to get to work, So my husband says, there's a place for everything, and everything should be in its place. Well, his place is away. All right, you guys, where's away? All right, we know my place is out. It's there and there and there. I can find it. But when it's away, come in a minute. After COVID and you all cleaned up your houses, how many of you found things you never knew you had because you put them away, right? Right? It's all happened to you. It happened to a friend of mine. She found a little gift card from one of those Newport Beach, trendy shops, But, so the problem is that she's gained that COVID 50. And she tries to wear any of those old spandex numbers. She would look like a wine barrel with feet. So it's just an image. So my question is, where is away? It is in your cupboard, is it in a filing cabinet, it is in your glove compartment, it is in a closet with a secret door to Narnia. Where is away? I want to know. So anyway, I'm a retired teacher after 48 years, believe it or not, and I guess my organization did cause a little problem because my custodians, I guess, 2 of them retired as soon as I retired. I mean, two of them went off therapy. I mean, went off therapy after I retired. Anyway, but 20 years ago, I really tried to clean my room really well. I did all that for 24 hours. I was cleaning everything, and then I found. Remember that milk carton? Those people that get lost and they have a picture of kids in the back.
Yeah.
I found one of those kids in my room. She was filling out her college application. So I had this one mom who really tried to help me. Anyway, so what she did is she used to come in and she touched my entire room. Now, for those of you that are having a dirty mind right there, I mean, she doesn't have a urinary tract problem. But she like, it's a labeling device. She put like labels on every single thing, and I mean, honestly, my room looked like it had acne. So the kids come in, I'm all excited. I say, today, kids, we're gonna do fractions. As soon as I can find the worksheets, because we put them away. So, in the meantime, kids, you dramatize fractions, and then I'll, as soon as I find it. And boys, don't even try. Just because improper fractions are top heavy, all right? And because there's a big number on top, okay? Don't even think you're gonna stuff your shirts with toilet paper and walk down like you're trying to get some action. Don't even try that, because they tried it last year and almost got fired. Anyway, true story. This Wonder Mom, her name is Susan Tappan. This Wonder Mom that did this for me, I literally, when I retired, I found a check she wrote to the PTA in my files. And at one of my comedy shows, I was going to give her the check back as a joke, but I put it away. And I can't find it. And that's a true story.
The most awkward handshake of all. Yeah, keep it going for Claire Ratfield, everybody. And for your next.
I can't believe I'm 73 years old. But I have a lot of advantage over you young kids, because if I forget my material, I'm adorable. But if you forget your material, you look like punks. Amateurs. As you can imagine, I've lost a lot of friends recently. Well, they didn't die, they got into goat yoga. Goat yoga's real, you know that? Yes. You go to yoga and then they goats crawl all over you. Are you kidding me? I mean, what's next for these people? Really, are they going to become flat earthers? Really? You really can't be around these people because they're always living on the edge. That's a pun that had to be said. So yeah, I half the time I don't understand what you young guys comics are talking about, because you talk about things like Molly's and Plan B. I thought Plan B was a Medicare plan. So I researched it, and I Googled it, and I said, hey, maybe I should check that out and hook up with some guy, right? Then I remembered I went through menopause 25 years ago. So I guess you would say menopause is Plan A. Cougars. So I'm always trying to bridge that generation gap, right? So I'm trying to learn how to relate more to millennials. I'm eating like a millennial. I'm eating avocado toast, quinoa ice cream, kale shavings on everything, And I'm learning to talk like a millennial, hey dog, what's up? Hey, that joke be swag, that joke be lit, that joke be so lit, I be swagging. Well, I don't get more than that? Come on, how dope is it? Come on. You heard about comics dying on stage? Well, I actually could. So keep that in mind. Not only am I 73 years old, I've lost 46 pounds. Thanks to Jeff Moreno, he's my personal trainer.
What a plug!
You lose a couple pounds. Yeah. So the problem with waiting so long to lose weight is I lost out on many wonderful opportunities, like getting catcalls from construction workers. I went by construction zone, trying to get their attention. I go, me too, me too. And then I lift the chain and they're not paying attention because they're all woke, right? They're all woke. And they're just like, they're staring at their jackhammers. They're undulating, vibrating jackhammers. Because that's their only union-approved sexual fantasy. The only problem is my losing weight so much. I knew it was time to diet when I put on a crop top. And my boobs looked like they were self-repeating all the way down. So then I went on those internet, those fashion. I watched Fast Days. I lost 5 pounds, and someone sent me flowers. I was so hungry. I sent them back a note and said, "Thank you for the flowers. They were delicious." The only problem is now my internet hasn't synced with my, with the satellite imagery. My internet doesn't know I'm a babe magnet. So I get targeted with fat woman ads, those like Spanx. You know what I'm talking about, Spanx ads? And they'll say, okay, tell me you have no idea, but I'll help you understand this. I'll give you a picture of it. Anyway, that's because women, since the beginning of my generation was called a girdle, but since the beginning of time, women have tried to get that 19-inch waist, right? You remember the iconic scene from Gone with the Wind? Come on, Miss Charlotte, come on, suck on in, baby, suck on in. Clark, you're so good. Anyway, so these things, these are tighter than corsets. They are. I mean, these things, they have a constriction factor that would give an anaconda an orgasm. And gentlemen, you have not seen these ads, so I've got to paint a picture for you, all right? So, first of all, they hire a woman that looks like an avocado with feet. And then she wears like about size 20 dress, but she dares to put on a size 2 dress, and then has a sad face when you can see every hill and every valley on her body. I mean, she looks like a 3D map. I mean, and in the middle is this gelatin mass that's moving back and forth. But her job is to bring up those spanks and to bring it up and turn that avocado into guacamole. And flatten out of it. I mean, she still looks like a girl. I bet she's. but smooth curves. Okay, so, and I can tell this audience has not been homeschooled. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Claire, the first law of physics is matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Where does that fat go? Let me tell you, I'm wearing a Spanx. And you will notice when I get off the stage, look at my back, you will see my camel hump.